Hello and welcome to our session, International Markets of Opportunity with INTRADE, the International Association of Trade Commissioners of Florida, who will be making their presentations on their respective markets. I'm Alice Ancona, Senior VP and COO of the World Trade Center Miami. The World Trade Center Miami is the organizer of the America's Food and Beverage Show. For those that are attending this session, please type your questions on the chat box in the bottom or the Q&A box, and we will take care of questions at the end of this session. Please note that this conference session will be posted onto our portal within 24 to 48 hours. Next week, it'll be posted on our website, americasfoodandbeverage.com. It is now my pleasure to introduce our moderator, Manny Gonzalez, Trade Commissioner for Miami-Dade County. Manny, the show is yours.
Thank you very much for the World Trade Center for this opportunity to give us a platform to promote our countries, our products. And what we did is we had a discussion prior to this presentation, and the topics that we will be discussing are what is the issues that we're facing, how to expand our international trade post-COVID or a COVID world. We realized that a lot of the commercial or commercialization per se is being done through e-commerce, and there's a growth in that world. And Ecuador is going to have a very unique explanation of what niche marketing has been and what they've done to adapt to new trends or niche marketing. Spain will talk about how it promotes higher end products as their wines. In Chile, I think you have a very good example of what you've done with a digital marketplace. And the Dominican Republic also has a little bit of innovation. So we're going to talk about how we can distribute our products. Do we deal directly with the big stores? Have you found challenges to work with a third-party supplier? For example, if you want to sell to Cisco, too many of you go through Cisco. I know in the case of flowers, Carolina, it's a very, very matured market. So without let me introduce people so you know what country you're from. So first, let me introduce Francisco Garzon, who is a former director of ESEX, which that's the Foreign Trade Institute of the Ministry of Economy of Spain. And we're actually very lucky to have such a gentleman here with us in Miami. So if you really want to get to learn about Spain, this guy knows more, I think, than the Wikipedia encyclopedia. But Francisco, you want to raise your hand so people know who you are? Carolina.
Thanks for having me, Manny.
Thank you. Carolina, you also come from the Embassy of Ecuador in Spain, so we got a Spanish invasion, I guess, here today.
Mm-hmm.
You've been working in several markets, so thank you for being here. Germán.
Thank you for the invitation, Manny.
Yeah, you're from Pro Chile. I know you from a professional and personal level, and I think you're very creative, close to crazy, but you know there's a fine line between crazy and genius. So I have no problem with that. And Lisette, I know your video is not working that well, but we want to thank you because both you and Imang, you as president of INTRADE and Imang as vice president, you have been able to help us so much in creating this platform. And after all, without the relationships that we can develop, that's how we grow international business. Jose Manuel is also the commercial attaché of the embassy in Spain here or the Consulate General office. So the interesting thing is that we have Caribbean, European, South American countries here. So we kind of picked sort of like a DNA sample of let's just call it a collection of different countries. So Ecuador, Carolina, you've got your PowerPoint, but we're talking about how you export flowers, you export chocolates, but you also export bananas and plantains, but you also find a niche market of how to sell this product in addition to it coming in a box. So shows that creative, innovative way, and then shows how you're selling it as a snack. Are you selling directly to retailers? Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, as you said, the best roses come from Ecuador, and it's a very mature market. The U.S. is the main market for exports of Ecuador. During the last period until August, we have increased our export to 25% growth rate, and this is due to the quality of products we have. We have healthy products, snacks, and I would like to show you some of the innovative products that Ecuador can offer to you. This is just a brief presentation. Let me just.
So you're not just about flowers and chocolate, right? You have other products. I know you have also,
Yeah. Well, we have more than just chocolate and flowers. The flowers sector is one of the most affected because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but that's why we also have other products that we are innovating in it. I would like to show you, for example, let's say about the plantains. We all know about the plantain chips, but we are now doing you call it in Spanish tostón. In English, it's called also tostón chip. And within, sorry about, and if you see, you just don't have the tostón, but you have it also croutons, plantain croutons for salads, and this is just ready to eat. We also have organic quinoa bars. This is one really interesting product that we have now, and it became with the pandemic. That is the choco vitamin C. This helps you to boost your immune system also. Sorry, soaps. We also, so here we have also some products, dried shrimp, quinoa puffs, chia, guayusa tea, which is a herb from that you just can see it in the Amazon. Also quinoa innovation, you have kind of a quinoto that we call it, that is as a risotto, but made out with quinoa, quinoa for pancakes, some beverage of superfoods as amaranth, and also, well, some snacks made out of fruits and vegetables.
Well, so, Carolina, it really breaks the mental picture that most people have of what Ecuador does have to offer. You've offered a whole array of food and beverage products that we didn't expect for you to have. I guess as time goes by, again, I know the tostones chips. I'm a big fan, and if you need quality control testing, I'm there to volunteer because my wife and I.
Absolutely, we will.
Thank you, because you've shown that you've been able to adapt to market, find market niches, and I have a couple of questions, but I'm going to go to the end so I can have everybody give the opportunity. So,
sure.
Herman, you got some stuff, because what Carolina presents is a whole array of products. And I know in Chile, you're trying to break away from the winter fruits and vegetables and some of your wine. So you created sort of a digital marketing place to either help B2B and B2C. And I'd like for you to speak about that, and then any other items that you can present to this audience. You need to turn on your mic. Hello? It was working. Hello? Nope, we can't hear you, so, all right. Can't hear you. Zoom on phones never work. Okay, so we have technical difficulties, but you know what? Like I always say, have a backup plan. So hold on, we're gonna get you on voice here. We see you on video. So, okay, are you there? Can everybody hear him?
No, I cannot hear him.
You can't hear him. Okay, hold on. Okay, Edman. Hello? I'm gonna try one more time to get him on. And then we just, Edmond, we can call you via the phone and then just put you on the voice because we see you perfectly on video. So I'm calling you on speaker right now. Can you hear me now, Edmond?
Your call has been forwarded to an
Edmond, you're not answering your cell phone. So if you want to, if you want to be on the presentation, you're gonna have to answer your cell phone so that I can hear you. One more time. Okay, Edmond, we're gonna have to put you on hold. I'm gonna go back on and we'll work it out again, guys. Lisette, you know, Edmond had a great presentation that we could talk about, and I guess we'll get to it after technical difficulties, but can you put on your screen and show us what you're doing that everyone, the fun of how
Can you hear me, guys?
you perfectly well.
So sorry, I apologize for the screen and the video function. IT, it's not 100% accurate. So thank you so much. Thank you, World Trade Center, for the opportunity to INTRADE, to be a part of this amazing event for the last, I would say, Alice, World Trade Center, 30 years or so. One of the most important events here in the state of Florida for food and beverage. And that's brought a lot of opportunities to the Dominican Republic, I have to say. Manny, thank you so much for volunteering. My colleagues from INTRADE, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for the support and the collaboration. So, well, for the Dominican Republic, it's been challenging. I guess for every country, it's been pretty challenging, the pandemic situation. I mean, we all has been affected in a tremendous way. When it comes to the export sector, we've been impacted enormously, especially on certain sectors like the textile, where the growth has been negative 70%, being one of the countries in the region for the United States and the textiles manufacturing, one of the main sources for USA of manufacturing. So, but that does not mean that there's not opportunity in other sectors. So in the agri sector, in the agricultural sector, it's been, I would say it's been pretty amazing, because on the contrary, we've seen, especially in the produce sector, the perishable fruits and vegetables, fresh fruits and vegetables, I could see a steady a demand from the U.S. Market. There's the main products within those within those sectors. The demand has grown, it's still growing. The forecast is very positive. Right now, can you guys hear me, right?
We hear you perfectly well.
Good. Okay, all right.
And even Carolina said that her flower business was growing. So it seems to be, even pre and post COVID or during COVID, business is doing well for you guys.
Yes, I mean, on the produce sector, I would say our main products such as avocados, pineapples, peppers, all of the family peppers, dried coconuts, roots, specialty like the melons. We do a very nice melon in the DR called the chanterelle, which is found in France. We grow that product in DR. And it's just been very steady, very steady. During the pandemic, it's been the behavior, it's increased, the stats are increasing. Mangoes, we're very big in mangoes. Obviously certain varieties are controlled by calendars. Like aside from the Capes and the Kents, we have a very nice specialty that we export. It starts in March, ends in August. And it's just on the agricultural sector, the demand has been growing, and the promise of the growing, that's the sector, it's major. It's major.
So you have growth. Good. That's very good. I have a question that I'm going to add that question to a final.
I don't know if I'm going to go back and show you a little bit of what we did in PMA.
That would be good.
If you want me to share it, we've obviously the way of doing business has shifted. So Dominican Republic is paying attention to the digitalization world, the e-commerce world, where I say, if it's not due to the pandemic, we would be slipping still on the e-commerce side. I wish we were like I don't know, like Chile, that it's so ahead of the game in that. We are preparing our companies, the SMEs, the small, medium. We are right now creating a platform, an IT ecosystem in the e-commerce world, to digital, to take them to all of the SMEs into the digital world. It's not easy, it's very challenging, because it's not only there's so many things, components into that. For example, having to have a way for these companies, if they're going to sell in a digital world, what mechanism are they going to implement as far as transacting online, right? And all of those, a lot of things that I know pretty of my colleagues manage pretty well, but we're getting there. I'm going to share what we did with PMA. If you bear with me 1 second, please. Here it is. Okay.
I'll load up. I
Can you
understand.
see? Can you guys listen? Can
No,
you
we
see?
have a blank screen right now, but that's okay.
Can you see it? No.
Nope. There it is.
Wait.
Okay. We're
Oh,
good.
you can see it? Okay.
You can see it. So what's this? Some innovation?
This is our virtual platform in PMA. This is what we've created in the Produce Marketing Association trade show for the fresh fruits and vegetable. So about 30 exporters exhibiting. The platform has been open for a month. We've been creating a lot of B2B meetings. I would say about, let me turn this music down. Wait a second, Manny.
Do you have a marketplace where people can connect?
Exactly.
You have virtual exhibitors?
Yes.
As well, okay.
Yes, we have there, as you can see, we have here 30 companies. You can see them all here, their products, specs. There's a platform that goes with this, that you could do the B2B meetings. We've been having, I would say, until today, about a good 100 meetings. We were able to meet with Walmart, US Foods, Cisco, a lot of CB Robinson, Melissa's. I mean, a lot of big players in this industry. Amazon Fresh, many others. I mean, there's a platform that goes with it that you could do the B2Bs.
Let me comment something here real quick. So basically you're echoing that you have the ability, even in today's world, which is more virtual, in lieu of people going to visit, getting on a plane, like it used to be pre-COVID, you're actually still working the B2B, B2Cs, and conducting virtual meetings and meeting like you have on the screen, Amazon Fresh. So that means that your business is growing and it should be growing. As you said, you're growing. I'm sure the same thing has happened with Herman. So it's interesting that you're customizing products, you're opening up to digital distribution or digital marketing. And at the end, I have a question as to how much has that grown in each of your perceptions of growth? So you got 1 more minute, Lisette, and then we'll have to give it back to Herman. We can.
Okay, so you mean in the, what do you mean in this kind of,
Yeah,
in this products, right?
yeah, this is like an extended trade for you. I mean,
Oh, this, no, I understand. I understand. I mean, I would say that, and in this industry in particular, is that, I don't know, like 4%, something like that, in the agribusiness.
right. So for our audience, what we wanted to reiterate to you is that in addition to contacting these trade commissioners directly, there are certain websites that you can contact, and I'm sure you have. But equally as important, folks, there's a listing on a web. These individuals that represent the respective countries can provide you additional information on the quality and quantity of the products of the companies. Just because you're listed on the internet, that doesn't make you real. A lot of people have virtual offices and it's a one-man shop and they can make it look like it's a 4 million employee shop. So that's why this combination of digital and personal is extremely important in today's world. So Lisette, I thank you and I have 2 questions for you after the presentation from Herman. So Herman,
Can you hear me now?
yes, yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Perfect, great. Thank you, Manny, and thank you, the World Trade Center, for the invitation. And Lisette, thank you for the intro, because we are trying to do some things related to the e-commerce world. We were working since 2 years now and basically switching in that direction our offer to try to have a platform for our companies. We have a platform, like Manny said, called Chile B2B. I will show you that platform right away. We created that platform like a year and a half ago. We were improving it. Let me share my screen. Give me one moment. So you can actually see it. Give me one moment. So desktop one. No, there you go.
Should work now.
It's loading. Yeah, it's kind of low.
Okay.
Slow. Sorry.
Yeah, we've been having a bad internet week this whole day, even at home and in the office, the internet's been having a lag. So
Yeah. So now, now it won't allow me to. All right.
you can't see it? No, it's not going out. He just logged off. Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties, audience, but you know how it is. Technology is your best friend and your worst enemy at times. So we're going to give Edmond one more chance after this, but since it is a good program, I'm going to try to see if I can load up some of the stuff that he did, because it is particularly interesting in what we're doing. But if you go to Chile B2B, you'll be able to see the presentation that he has. Okay, you there, Herman? You just texted all of us. Oh, Yanni, you need to let him in.
Yeah, remember, it takes a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Did you get it or not?
I think I am here. Yep. Can you see my screen now? Something
Okay,
happened.
let me share screen. Hold on. There we go. Finally.
Yes. Thank you for your patience, guys. Yeah, this is what Manny was talking about. This is a platform called Chile B2B. And as you can see, we have a very broad offer of our products. So you can actually request samples or do an actual purchase if you want to. And if you are already approved in the platform, it's going to be easier. The idea here is to basically increase our database and increase the purchase, the direct purchase with the buyer, not going through us, but through our platform. So as you can see here, you can have any product. You can see, you can get news, you can get any product that we are offering as a country. But this is one of the things that we were working before the pandemic, but now during the pandemic, we did something different. We create something that is one-click import. It's something that we are sharing with our suppliers and our buyers around the world. So basically they can go through one click, request a product, avoiding the let's see, the browsing over the internet. So if they have an immediate demand, they can go through this and they will reach any of our 56 offices, and we will start working on getting that product for them. So basically we're trying to be more competitive, because we understand that now online is the way to be, or the place to be. So we need to facilitate and expedite the whole process for the buyer. So this is like a second tier for the same Chile B2B concept that we were having. So we're pushing this, and for us it's been working really great, because basically we got rid of the paperwork through the platform, because if you want to basically enroll in a platform, you need to upload your information, and basically you have to go through the whole process of registering. So this is a more quicker way for the buyers to get in contact with us. So it's been really, really good. And also, like Manny said, we are improving and trying to promote Chile as a different country, even though we are very well known for copper, for salmon, for fruits in general. But as a country, we are promoting Miami as a hub for the innovation and technology. So this is one of the things that we are also pushing through the city and the state. But we are also, as we know, we are very, our wine, or for example, is one of the things that we need to promote and basically reinvent ourselves, because the competition is too hard. So what we did during the pandemic was to do some niche campaigns. I don't know if you see my screen now. Are you watching the presentation or the website?
Yeah, the one-click import website, it's what it's showing right now.
Okay, let me change that.
Can you do a search? That's pretty neat, that platform.
In one click? No, it's just a request. You know what I mean? So it's like you can go there and then basically request wherever you need. Let me share my screen again. So I will show you this presentation. This is a presentation that we did. This is a campaign that we did for our wines and wine.com in May. So what we did, we basically every I don't know, the restaurants and every hotel were basically, as you know, they were not open, so we weren't selling a lot. So we have to basically refocus on and reshape our strategy. So what we did, we went to wine.com, and wine.com, they have like basically over 300 wines of Chile on their catalog. So we did a strategic campaign for 1 week. As you can see there, you will see that is a comparison between the years in sales. And that's basically what we achieved during the same week on May this year, comparing to the same week in 2019. So we grew our sales through that platform, doing a specific campaign through this website, and we increased our sales almost 600%. So everyone were really happy. We increased, as you can see, the amount of bottles sold from 1 week to the other, basically in a huge amount. So we also brought 9,000 consumers to this platform. So we were giving them to our wines a good exposure. So also another thing that we did, according to, sorry. So this is kind of the campaign that we were promoting through Wines of Chile. So we were redirecting traffic to that platform. That's one of the things that we did. And then after that, let me see if you are looking at my screen now. Let me go to this one. This is like we tried to do to have some continuity on the campaign. So what we did, was to make a specific campaign for Valley of Chilean wine. So this platform has, like I said before, has more than 300 wines, but they have these wines divided by wine by Valley. So for us, that's basically very important for the origin of the wine. So we did this specific campaign for the Maule region, and the results were very, very surprising. It's basically the same exercise, but we increased our sales in 3,000%.
Wow. So let me ask you a question, Herman, because it's very important. Is this the one where you grouped a whole bunch of small wine producers and you try to sell a brand? And then
No, that's another one, but that's a good one too.
Okay.
That's happening. That's offline yet, but we will try to push it online. What Manny is telling you guys is a little. It's not a little campaign. It's a campaign that we did with more than a campaign. That's a government effort to basically increase the value of the producers of wines in Chile. And the same value that Manny is mentioning is we got together with 4,000 wine producers, little producers. So, and these guys got organized, and using funds from the government, they created a brand. So they selected 9 of those 4,000 producers, and they created a brand called Itata Wines. And these wines are now being exported to the US. We are receiving the first container this week. And it's really incredible what happens, because during the pandemic, these guys created a brand, they put together their efforts, and instead of selling bulk wines to the large producers as Conchitoro, San Pedro, Santa Rita, these guys created their own brand, and they're pushing that brand through the US. And you can see that it's,
But
for us, it's
I got a question, because I know the audience is looking, says, this effort that you have here, was it you contacting, let me just give a name, Southern Wine and Spirits or Walmart Liquors, or was this contacting John Smith out of Peoria, Illinois, because he's a wine enthusiast, or he goes to wine.com? How was this marketing and effort directed?
We have 2 things here. We have the effort from the producers back in Chile, the example that you were mentioning, and then we have the wine.com campaign. And that wine.com campaign, we were pushing strategically with our agency target audience. So we were pushing the wine, the type of wine, the type of consumer, the segment of the wine that we know that there were. So that's the way we increased our sales on 600%. The same thing we did with the Maule campaign. That was that specific campaign for that valley. And we were targeting audience that we know that they're looking for that kind of specific wine. And the other one is an effort from the Chilean government with ProChile at the same time to basically create added value products for the communities, and they can be able to go through the pandemic creating an exportable product.
Right. And the good thing about it is that since you've had success with these products, you're looking to do other things with other products in the future. And for those in our audience, if you're a distributor or an importer, that means that the government of Chile would be willing to work with you on promoting the product, or within a market niche, or within a line of distributors, so that it's gotten really creative, because not only are you guys selling, but you're also helping market as well. So you got a twofold. It becomes a symbiotic relationship or partnership. That's really cool. And you're helping the small business guys probably export for the first time in their lives, right?
Exactly. That's what we did, because
Okay.
as Chile, we understand that basically the 70% of our economy is based on the exports. So we need to basically keep that base growing every day.
That is cool, Herman. You get a medal for that. I'll pin a little gold star on you for it. You're doing well. Thank you, Herman. I'm glad
Thank you, guys.
that story, because it's a beautiful story. So let's go now to Jose and to Francisco to talk about Spain. And I guess, Francisco, you do know about Spain as a former director of ESEX. So if you can enlighten us with what my second country is doing.
Thank you so much, Manny, again for having us, and it's my pleasure to join this conversation. I'll just give you a couple of ideas on what the presence of Spanish food products is in the US and what we're focusing on. Very quickly, we have a very broad number of products, but the main categories would be, of course, olive oil and wine, cheese, meat products, cured meat, and then the canned products, mainly vegetables and seafood. So that will be, broadly speaking, what we're selling as regards food products are concerned here in the US market, which is a very important market for us. And the main market for those products from Spain outside the European Union, and but the characteristics of the market are not easy. Germán mentioned that it is a very competitive market, and we believe the same. Very concentrated as distribution is concerned, and it is not easy to find new ways, new channels, and new players. And when you try to talk to the traditional players, then it is also, like I said, very mature market. It's not always easy to find a way. So that's why we are also, as my colleagues were mentioning, also focusing on the virtual end, on the digital, and the online distribution. Just a couple ideas. Focusing a lot on digital communication and some interesting campaigns that we've been dealing with over the past few months. Like, for instance, Spain Food Nation, in collaboration with the New York Times and with several articles and collabs in their website, and it's been rather successful. We have also been working with sites as such as wine.com, same as Germán. Again, the players are common to all of us, and the competition is fierce. In our case, they've got around some 800 wines, Spanish wines, and on their platform. We've been working very closely with them with several initiatives, with webinars and with interviews with well-known consumers of Spanish products, in this case, Spanish wines. And we've been also reaching out to other platforms, large platforms such as, for instance, Range Meat. But we have been focusing on the online distribution, on the digital distribution. But I believe probably the second most important thing, or in parallel with this, with trying to find new channels and working very closely with digital marketing and with the online distribution, you have to differentiate in such a competitive market. And differentiation is key to selling your products. And for instance, the trends we're seeing right now, if we speak about wine, we'll be working with rosés, which are kind of in again, sparkling wines, and organic wines. Those would be the tendencies, the trends that we're seeing. So that will be in general just a few comments to let you know what we're doing and the trends that we're seeing in the.
Let me ask you a question, Francisco. You're working on wine and olive oil, but are you noticing a more demand for Spain seafood? Because I know that you have a lot of good, the Mediterranean Sea produces very good shrimp, cigalas. My favorites are obviously red ceves. But what about that trend? Because I remember going to Spain in September, and ANAC, Asociación Nacional de Conserva de España, were looking to expand that market, and they were looking at the growth of seafood. And that's something that we're looking as this digital world, and as the world gets smaller, we're looking at people selling seafood and having it delivered within 48 hours. Obviously, it's not as cheap as you were to buy at a supermarket, but I know of people selling frozen lobsters to China, and they're doing very well. So I think this whole thing of the wine, which, by the way, people need to realize that in order for you to import wine, you need an importer of record, you need a license. So it's not like we have wine and we sell it. So you've actually got to get into the business of being like the actual importer and helping the companies through facilitating that. So what's your comment on seafood? And obviously, Carolina, I'm sure you're selling a heck of a lot more Ecuadorian shrimp, because the Pacific also produces very good big jumbo shrimps. Are you still seeing a growth in that? Are you selling it more to supermarkets? And I think you had a story, because if I recall, there was like a rejection of Asian shrimp, and that there was a more demand for Western shrimp. I have no idea what it is, but is that a true story, or?
Well,
Demanda, there was more demand for, there was a
yeah,
decrease in
for
Asian.
shrimp. Yeah, we have increased. We have increased in about 20% from. Once again, I have the statistics until August, and we have increased in this sector in about 20%. I mean the exports to the U.S. So I mean, we are very well known. It's also a mature market, but still we are looking for that opportunities where we can get into.
Perfect. Francisco, has Spain experienced a growth like Chile, DR, and Ecuador? Or I know that we have a 25% duty now on Spanish products because of current trade, but
Well, we haven't seen a growth of food and wine exports to the U.S. over the past few months. That's the truth. These have been harsh times for everybody. Probably in the same categories of Spanish products are trying to access the market. We have seen the same trend. It's been a decrease over the past few months. But there's a differentiation. In general, we have seen the Spanish exports to the U.S. markets fall by some 15%, mainly due to the pandemic. For instance, I've been taking a look at the figures. The French have been in the same situation, probably 16-17% less in the first semester as compared to the 2019. But as you mentioned, the items that were affected by the tariffs from October have been hit harder, and right. that includes olive oil, wine, cheese, and those items have seen a decrease of over 40%. Mainly due to the effect of this tariff. At 25% increase hits them very hard, and there are different ways to deal with it, and the products are not the same. Olive oil, in general, you could consider it as a commodity, and it's harder to work it out, easier with the wines. And again, I come to my previous comment. The key is to differentiation. Even with olive oil, you have to differentiate and find your own niche, and that's what's going to help you at the end of the day.
Right, very good. And I think the example of Ecuador with their platinum chips is a way to find creativeness in adapting to market niches. Okay, Jose Manuel, do you have any comments before? Because I have 3 general questions for everybody. I think they've been answered, but you okay?
So thank you very much, Manny.
Okay, I have questions, and you've answered it, Francisco. For you folks, it's been a 40% drop in certain products, but that's been because of COVID demand and the duties imposed. And that's understandable. You know, they put 25% above, but Lisette, Germán, and Carolina, have you seen a growth in your exports to the US? Do you feel that this COVID area has made people hungrier and want to drink more? I know alcohol sales have been on the roof, but
Yeah, that's true. And what happens, for example, for the Chilean wine was taking advantage of the tariffs that the European wines got. Um, Basically, we saw that the consumer was looking again to the Chilean wine because it's a good quality wine, and it's very, you know, and it has a really fair price. So we saw an increase on that matter, but we also saw a redistribution of the consumption of many things. So salmon,
But
for example,
globalization at its best here now.
exactly. No, and in fact, if we saw something that for us is key is that the change on the salmon, because we were exporting like fresh salmon, and the request from the market was to basically to get frozen salmon because of security issues, because of COVID, the handling and all of that. So we switched to that very quickly. But more than an increase, I can tell you that we have maintained our sales, not an increase, and we see that the internal consumption was our really competitor. That was our competition.
Very good. And listen, as you all know, Miami-Dade County is a very import-friendly. I know the import of salmon from your country, Edmond, generates about 1,200 jobs. Carolina, I don't even want to go and see how many jobs the import of flowers create from those that distribute. And
Yeah,
so we create local jobs through imports as well. So we have 5 more minutes. Wow, we did this before time. I think we broke a record.
yeah. Just to
Go
tell
ahead.
you about our statistics of the exports of Ecuador to the US, we actually we are seeing a growth of 25%, but that's because similar as Lisette said with Dominican Republic, most of our products are from the agro industry, which are like bananas, plantains, tropical fruits, healthy foods, healthy snacks, cocoa and chocolate, and we have seen an increase on those sectors.
So it's all good news, good time to be in the food industry, good time to work with countries, because what I can see, Francisco, with the New York Times program that you did with wines, Germán, what you did with the industry, Carolina, what you're doing with producers to cater the niche markets. So, and Lisette, your platform, you think you're going to have a job in the future? Because basically that kind of, I'm only kidding. You will always have a job because you're going to need to have the human connection. But
Gracioso. Very
basically,
no, we're doing a lot of initiatives. I mean, we're like my colleague from Spain mentioned Range Me. I just landed a deal with Range Me. 10 companies are coming in the platform. This is like a pilot that we're doing. You know, working with Range Me is pretty expensive. So we landed, I was able to land it with the owners that they're from Australia, by the way, of the software. That my companies are going to pay $500 and they're going to have a one-to-one account manager so they can land deals with the retails that they're in the platform. So I think that's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat thing. And aside from that, we're doing some stuff with Amazon. So, I mean,
so let me ask you a question. Are you seeing a trend where it's producer, country, logistics manager, and marketing all coming together in this logistics supplies chain and becoming one before it gets to the consumer? Because usually you have
you have a chain.
you have little boxes and nobody gets out of this box. But now you're seeing a cross-pollination. Is that correct? Or is that me assuming something wrong?
I mean, you said the axis directly. Is that what you're referring to?
No, you got marketers, you've got media,
Yes.
digital marketing and logistics, because you're saying you're working with Amazon. Amazon is a marketplace, but it's also a logistics.
Logistics. Exactly.
So everyone's coming together. That's interesting, because that way everybody pulls together, knows they're going to win at the end. And that's an interesting trend. Thank you. Okay, let me see if we have any questions from the group, because I don't think we have any. Nope. All right. Do we have any other questions? Yendi, I think we finished. I hope you're happy that we finished within 1 minute of schedule.
I am very pleased. This presentation was excellent. So much great information about the markets, the opportunity in the markets of each of your respective countries. I thank you all so much for participating. Manny, as always, you are a rock star. So thank you for moderating.
My English has improved.
Oh, Dios mío.
We'll remind our audience that this session is recorded and we will make it available as of Monday on americasfoodandbeverage.com. So if you want to track back and check out what we spoke about in this panel, you're more than welcome to. Any other?
Yendi,
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
one more thing. Our president from INTRADE would like to thank the World Trade Center. So Lisette, you're on behalf of INTRADE.
No, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, Yendi. Very grateful. My dear friend, the president, Ivan, Ivan, thank you so much. And Alice, you're a pretty neat lady, very bright lady. Thank
Well,
you.
I think they're all rock stars over there.
Yeah, Manny,
Thank you.
without
Thank
you, nothing is possible in Miami-Dade County.
No, but we did.
I told you.
Even I learned after 3 practice sessions, I learned some new things today. And that's really interesting. So it gives me great pleasure to have moderated within my colleagues, my team members and the trade community. I love INTRADE, and thank you all. And I hope we weren't boring. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.